The Hubert Humphrey Fellowship Program is an incredible opportunity for aspiring leaders around the world. This prestigious U.S. government initiative doesn't just educate, it elevates.
In a way, I think the Humphrey year seeded in me a very pivotal change. I was fairly top of my game before I went for the Humphrey Fellowship, but I took a complete turn.
The Humphrey program boosted my leadership skills and helped me tackle regional and global issues with greater public good.
Being a Humphrey Fellow carries deep significance for me, representing the qualities that have shaped my leadership journey.
I have come up as a new person, not as a changed person also. You are doing everything by yourself, you're taking your own decisions. I think that brings out the best in you.
The Humphrey program was truly transformative experience for me, and it profoundly impacted my professional and leadership skills.
This year marks the 45th anniversary of the Hubert H. Humphrey Fellowship Program, a Fulbright exchange. The 6,500 plus global Humphrey alumni include heads of state and cabinet ministers, leaders in international organizations, mayors and governors, and other influential leaders, including the impressive alumni gathered here in India.
With a perfect blend of academic rigor, professional development, and cultural immersion, it nurtures a group of exceptional individuals poised to tackle global challenges.
During my year in Tulane University, I not only gained in-depth knowledge about the NCD policies, but also gained insight into the various health systems around the world and United States. Subsequently, my work in PAHO in WHO, I actually saw the translation of these policies into action. For instance, salt reduction and hypertension control. This is an important public health intervention, and now in Mumbai, we are planning to have this campaign of salt reduction for control of hypertension.
So I took up non-profit management courses, and that benefited me immensely when I came back to India. And where I was working, I was able to implement all those ideas and the leadership styles, the fundraising ideas. I started online courses in India, and I think it was first time in India, I would say, that such kind of courses were launched.
Thanks to the professional affiliation that I had with Department of Homeland Security, Minnesota Police and the field visits, I got a first-hand experience on how US addresses its public and national security issues. Returning back to India, I worked on the shared problems with greater commitment, like women empowerment, human rights, addressing drug abuse and illicit drug trafficking. As the UN Police Commissioner in South Sudan, I led the mission in its capacity building, conflict mitigation and protection of human rights.
I've often thought back about my Humphrey year, and I think there hasn't been a time in my life when I've been exposed to diplomacy, cultural affairs, how the Ebola was tackled. I was part of a running group. I was attending talks on fighting misinformation and disinformation. I was constantly surrounded by at least a dozen different accents and backstories at any point in time. And I think all of them have added up in me charting a slightly different course to what I was doing earlier.
In my capacity as the Additional Director General, Media and Communications for the Prime Minister's Office, I developed action plans, guidelines, and formulated strategies for the larger public good.
USIEF is thrilled to be administering this program on behalf of the U.S. Department of State. Since 1979, 198 Indian citizens have benefited from this program.
As part of the 45th anniversary, we've convened over 10 Humphrey alumni global policy dialogues in every region of the world.
Our Humphrey Fellows are change makers. They have touched many lives through defending human rights, improving public health conditions, empowering communities, and protecting the environment.
I look forward to seeing the continued legacy of Humphrey alumni here in India and around the world.